weird interviewing your husband?
No. I'm very much used to bossing him around when it comes to like production things. Because since I run like my show, I'm just like, do this, do that. So I'm just like, I don't know. But it's fun. I love working with him, like truly.
Yeah, same.
Adrian Gomez, actor, comedian, improv comedian, husband extraordinaire.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The last one was a lie.
I know.
But
yeah.
I still love
were
you.
Like comedians.
Mostly. We have a dog together. He is our son. So when you're an actor, though, however, like you're pretty good at it. I'll have to give you that.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're fantastic. You're funny. You're an improv god, and I wish I had your talent. So I know that you got to use those talents when you worked on some of the Miscellanea projects. You got to use that in Paulette as well as Ghost Boyfriend. Tell me about your characters in those episodes.
I start to worry when Katrina calls because I play all the D-bags. But it makes sense because that's who I am. But no, they allow me to explore a different part of kind of like that unapologetic side where, I feel like we all have a little bit of that, like I'm a jerk somewhere. So, yeah, I'm right here. But they're not the greatest people. But that's what makes them fun to play. I mean, they're terrible, but in different ways, which is what's fun. Allows me to explore.
Tell me about the different ways.
Well, one's more definitely like an emphasis on machismo. Definitely male-oriented. Everything he's doing is kind of looking down and seeing women as just these sexual objects.
Let me know what you think.
We will look it over, and I will get back with you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And then the other, he's just kind of oblivious. He's just kind of like, he's just not fully there. He just thinks highly of himself, and he just doesn't really understand social cues. It's kind of, at least that's how I interpreted them. So hopefully that came across. But yeah, they're just a lot of fun to play.
It absolutely came across. It was so fun to watch you. I liked how in Ghost Boyfriend you did a lot of scooching over. So it was kind of the uncertainty. Just scooching was fun to watch.
I have to be selfless for once and let you go.
No. Be selfish, babe.
Be selfish. Your world's so easy.
No.
Babe, I will always love you.
Leave.
Boop.
What's the way that you would say you approach a script when you first receive it?
Well, I just try to kind of look at it first off at face value. You have to see what the story is. How does this character fit in? And then from there, you really just get a look at your interpretation of the character. So it's both what's on paper and then kind of because I'm very visual, so I kind of see things in my head. So essentially, it plays out in my head, and then I just try to reenact it in the world.
A lot of visualization.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, and obviously, like the more you do it, the more you run it. When you run it with other people, the more you find in the character, which is a lot of fun too.
Absolutely. And earlier you said you get kind of concerned when Katrina calls, but in reality, what's it like working with Katrina?
Ooh, is she around? No, it's great. I mean, it's awesome. I love working with Katrina's. She's very much the actor's director. So she lets the actors explore more than most. She's like, hey, this is the script, but kind of like have fun with it. And she's literally told me before, like, hey, this take, just have fun, make something up if you want. Which for an improviser is the worst thing to say. But it's just keep because it's just going to keep rambling. And she's great about not like just saying cut, because who knows what's going to come out next. But it's great working with her because you're allowed a lot more freedom than you generally are. Sometimes as an actor, you feel kind of like more of a prop than a person or a character.
Yeah.
But with Katrina, it's just like it feels like she's genuinely like curious to see what you're gonna bring.
What
Like
you're capable of.
she has an image that she has in mind, and then she's also like, well, what are they gonna think of next? So it's great.
I've seen you just roll with so much. She'll say, "Go ahead and play," and then everything that comes out of your mouth is comedy gold. Speaking of which, I wanted to ask you next about some fun moments on set, possibly some bloopers. There's one I'm thinking of in particular. I'm curious if you're going to be talking about the same one. Tell us about some moments.
There's a few moments on set. It's hard. I feel like for the audio person, I'm the worst because when I get to play, it's just nothing comes out the same twice. But I remember once on Paulette, I was like backing up, talking to Carolina, and I was just like backing up as I went. And I was like, all right, time to turn around. And I just ran into a wall.
Leave you to it. I think you've got it under control. You've got a good idea. I will catch up with you later. There's a wall there. I knew there was a wall. I'll see you later.
Completely unplanned. I just scooted away. Like after it happened, I was like, okay, all right, I should be done for the day. I think that was the shining moment.
Was the wall okay?
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to bring in some people to repair it. It's whatever.
Do you find that as a taller actor, it poses challenges, like set pieces being maybe too narrow or lights being too short, people having to get on apple boxes around you? Because you're 6'4", correct? Mm-hmm. So what kind of challenges and what kind of advantages does that pose for you?
It's tricky finding sometimes the lighting levels, and then also if it's like a very tight shot, either someone has to be on a box or I have to crouch.
Yeah.
But other than that, mostly just for set pieces and walls, anything around me.
Makes sense.
I will find a way to break it.
No.
Just anything human sized is going to be a problem. But no, it doesn't come into play as much as it does on airplanes.
Yes.
But yeah, it's not terribly at least for me, because as an actor, you have the gift where everyone else kind of does things for you and like makes it work. Mm-hmm. So everyone else hates it. I love it. Yeah.
I think with your characters, like the size comes to your advantage as well, because they're big, they're in your face. What was it like playing the boss in Paulette? I was curious to get your take on his character.
It was interesting because I also felt like I should be apologizing after every take, because I am large, so it's a lot of very like the lines that I'm saying are a little bit more imposing because of my size. So it's also very much like I'm saying these things as a boss, and then I come back like, I'm so sorry. Like again, we're friends.
You're such a sweetheart.
And then back to it, it's just like, anyways, so what's up, girl? What are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that kind of, I guess, works for me and against me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And the real question is, would you try pole dancing?
I kind of did.
Mm-hmm.
I swung on a pole once. Pole almost broke along with the roof, so I stopped.
Okay.
But would I? Yes.
Excellent. How about with heels?
No, I can't find shoes that fit me. So
That's
heels
true.
would be, I'd break ankles.
We'll have to find
Hopefully
some.
my own, maybe someone else's. But yeah, it'd be a little tough. Plus, if it's like, partially clothed, nobody's gonna want to be in the room to see it. So
I would, but
yeah. Fair enough. All right. Well, then maybe yes. Yeah.
I'll be there
Perfect.
for your first show.
$20 entrance fee. Sorry.
That's it? You're
Yeah.
worth so much more.
Well, it's just starting out.
What else would you like to talk about?
Let's talk about you.
Well, thanks.
No, it's just, and I was joking, obviously. Every time Katrina calls, I'm excited because I'm like, ooh, what are we doing now? And she's also done such a great job of just like building a family. Like anyone that's part of the Katrina universe,
Yes.
you just find out they're just great people, whether it's cast, it's crew, you just kind of get to joke around, have a family, and it feels like anytime there's a new project, it's like a mini family reunion where it's just like, yeah, the band's back together, let's do it.
It's true. And that seems to be
Yeah.
the theme of another interview I've done, and also some of the interviews I've heard today. We all keep saying how much it's a family, how much we keep loving to be called back, how the family keeps growing, and how much we all appreciate being called by her.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Adrian.
Oh, thank you.
I sense a lot of flirting going on.
Weird.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's rough on
Yeah, Adrian.
Cameras are still intact.